r/antiwork. Fluid underscore bad underscore 1340 says San Francisco. Included photo. Exotic meat dealer says if the right wingers are gonna metaphorically blow the government up over the debt ceiling, we may as well metaphorically blow shit up in the streets. Americans, for the love of God, do not actually blow anything up. Cactustrophe says who is this sign for? r/antiwork. Ridson says a tip that may work for some of you. Included photo. Flapjack Boyce says business speak. The skill of saying absolutely nothing in as many words as possible. Justice underscore Salty says we need all stacker holders engaged on this effort. I appreciate your time, see you there. Successful underscore peanut 812 says it may be faster to just decline the invite. If you're really needed, the meeting organizer will reach out via phone, call/chat within a couple of minutes telling you why you need to be there. People don't like getting a declined notification. Then claim you hit the wrong button/misread the email. Burnmanhouse says best use of corporate speech I've seen. Prying open my third pie says truthfully a lot of these meeting addicted folks just like hearing their own voices. Inevitable underscore professor says not sure this is the right sub for this tip. Sounds like you're trying to get out of a time wasting meeting so you can do something more productive for the company. Bangorma 1N3 says Toodaloo. Carlod says I invited you, so I don't have to send you the resume of the meeting. I_Ram_Dixon_Cox says no agenda, no attender. Vanita Claw says most of this is good, but if I got an email like this, I would say there will not be a recap email, so if you want to know what happens on the call, you should probably join. Totally fine if you think my meeting is boring, but I'm not doing more work because of it. Blothrodorus says I just say I have something I'm trying to finish. If you need anything from my department, please just page me. Gweb1920 says don't be overly polite. Men get away with it, women tend to get labeled as difficult but as simple. I don't think I have a purpose here. Is there anything I can answer in advance? r/antiwork. Cub3RT says the model employee. Included photo. Diascal2 says dead or alive, you work for me. Miss Seraphim says never thought of it that way before, but dang it, you are right. Zmintix says he has to pay his medical bills, he ain't got a choice. Hadrimov 3R says can you imagine if your company did this to you? Sasbrub says something I'd buy that for $1. Spider Alexander 2099 says Robocop, Total Recall and Starship Troopers make a great trilogy. r/antiwork. Nofupb says working 60-hour weeks is not a flex, you are being exploited. Included photo. Coldgirl8979 says I honestly cannot fathom why Americans hate having money, healthcare and free time so much. Why don't they vote someone like Bernie in hopes he helps them? And before you guys say propaganda, I get it, but still, they are in poverty, and one man basically says die poor and the other riled up your wage, and they still vote the first, and then complain and die. Even a mushroom shows better self-perseverance than that. Mr. 3 says Cold War and the idea that anything socialist is pure Leninism and inherently toxic. Coldgirl8979 says. So once again the answer is brainwashing so brutal it goes against basic survival instincts and common logic. Crimean Fish says. I hate my wife, you should die for wanting me to spend more time with her. Beachatrope says. 69 hours though. Jackamelio 626 says. No, I need to preserve the traditional family unit where it's socially acceptable for me to spend all my time at work and become so emotionally distant from my family that my kids won't talk to me after they turn 25. No. Commercial Box 4175 says. It's not a flex, it's just sad. Goat Qualify says. Try 75 from home. It's a frick in prison. Plumbandum says. For real, I have friends that love double overtime. Frick that. Mr. Mac 94 says. My bootstraps. Hallamum 153 says. Ironically, both Trump and Sanders supporters argue that the system is rigged. The Retro Connoisseur 1 says. There were 2 project managers at my old job that would work late and would drag their team into it too and would probably brag about that. One was having issues at home and probably on the road to divorce, and the other guy was probably in the same boat for all we know, but he worked under the other guy. Needless to say, I don't value a job enough anymore to get me to stay late on a daily basis or even every other day basis, because they don't care about me, so who cares? I have interests and passions and my job is just a job. r/antiwork. Cold_soup says. Get hired. Get mistreated. Quit. Repeat. Included photo. Unplanned Route says. UK, over 100 employers in a decade, easily. No regrets, wish I'd made a bigger mess at a few actually. I have not had a reference checked in over 6 years now. Haven't worked in 2. Prepared for another round with no, frick, once working again. Cosmic_gallant says. I went through 4 jobs last year. 2 of them were mishandling my wages, 1 of them cut my hours for reporting sexual harassment. And 1 of them, I got fired because the owner wanted his friend to work there instead and there weren't enough hours. No regrets on the quitting either, and I inconvenienced them on the way out too. I'm about to quit another one now because, drumroll, they're withholding my tips. Bye, Felicia. Hope you like talking to the labor board. Elroy Krabs says. I think my worst year was 5, though I only filed 4 of them because the last one didn't show up until like March. Savankuts says. The day that I only have 1 T4, Canadian version of W2, will be a happy day indeed. If all goes well, this will happen next tax year. Agitated_ant_1201 says. When you're young, under 22, who cares? As long as you have 3 references you're good. Jacobs Jordan says. Not to kill the vibe, but you will need all your W2s for tax filing regardless. There is no connection between W2s and the amount of jobs you've quit, unless the entire point is to say that there is an increased amount of W2s in a span of a year if you keep quitting versus staying at one job all year. r/antiwork. Joseph is alive says. Found on Twitter. Included photo. Downward Spiralster says. Just wait until Republicans add a national sales tax and you have to start paying taxes on your end payment. Mr_Tripod says. Op, please explain your claim. March_Atlas says. I live in a basic middle class home. Between interest and taxes I pay almost $1,000 a month, and I still don't hit the standard deduction. What the hell are you talking about? Markanthoninos says. Come to Canada, it's the opposite. Tafiana says. Loads of states have rent refund programs for taxes. Malnurtured_snay says. You want to deduct your rent from your mortgage? Ecstatic Society 4040 says. It was meant to help people afford a home, instead ended up subsidizing McMansions. Thick_information_33 says. Not necessarily, such tax benefits exist to motivate people to buy property and to reduce the need for renting. A functional society can combat poverty by ensuring a very high percent of its population are homeowners. If a high percent are renters, that's very bad. I would go the extra step and tax very heavily homeowners who have 3+ properties, to the point renting is unattractive for them to pursue as a business endeavor. Mulbro_gold says. You can't deduct your mortgage at all now. It used to be that you could claim the interest you paid on your loan, but Trump ended that. Now you can only claim it if it's over like $30k per year. Mine averaged around $5,000 on a $180k home at 3.5% interest. So this is only for people with $1 million homes now. You used to be able to claim out-of-pocket medical expenses, including travel mileage and costs for work. Now both of those have to be above $25k for you to claim them. This is WHT hurt the teachers so much too. Can't claim anything they buy for class unless they spend half their salary. All of these tax laws benefit rich people and hurt lower and middle class people. That's all for this video. Was it good? I know not, for I'm a robot. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. This video is the product of an automated process.